was like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. So right now it's Boosttober, so there's daily promos all month long. Underdog is live in more than 30 states, including Georgia, Texas, and Missouri, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam, and today we are joined with our analyst, Michael Irvin.
Mike Killer, what's good, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Hey, all is well over here. We chilling over here. Cam, you're in the dark over there. Where are you in the dark?
I was telling Mace yesterday my displeasure. I haven't been in my house in New York. Fire alarms is going off. Lights is out. This is in disarray over here. I haven't been here in 2 years. So pardon, it's a little dark out. But Mike, I had a question for you.
What's up?
Yo, Nick, play that joint. I want to know what's going on.
Level when they can knock niggas out. I go passing in the midst of pain.
Ooh, they
Y'all don't do that. Y'all ain't never had to do that. So shut the hell up.
On every
Trying
level.
to shit on my career, on
Can't
what I
do
have
it.
done.
That's right.
You or none of these fucks can play and do the things I did. So shut the hell up. Sick of this shit. I take it. I listen. What about coming out where you call more pat? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about none of that. I won championships. That means I went in and made plays where pain lived. Y'all can't do that. Y'all ain't never did that. Y'all don't have to do that. You don't practice working shit. You don't take no hits. Everybody touch you, you throw a flag. You understand what I'm saying? Stop, man. Stop.
Mike,
what the fuck happened, man? Who you talking to?
Dog, them niggas got first fruit. You know what I mean? That's what that was. I had just woken up. I had my little moment with myself, and that's the first thing pop up on my phone. I call that first fruit. You got that real raw just and dog. This joker was talking about Dion couldn't cover the receivers today, and what we were when we were playing because we couldn't run. We were strong, but we couldn't run. Like this is damn track meet. Man, this ain't no track meet. What are you talking about? This is a game of football. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, man, dude, people are listening to this mess. People are listening. And then it was so ignorant. It was such an ignorant thing. It really didn't beg my effort or my conversation. But like I said, I just gave him that old Lauderdale. You know what I mean? Like, stop, dude. I look around the rooms in the greats when I'm in those rooms. I ain't never seen them. And now you talking about things you don't know what you're talking about. He said Dion couldn't cover these guys because they're so fast. And then he said guys like who? Chad Johnson and Justin Jefferson. Those are not fast receivers. I mean, you know, it's just, dude, everybody got a mouth. It seems like everybody got a microphone. But a man's opinion is only as good as his knowledge on the subject. And them niggas' knowledge is at zero.
Mike, I must say, I don't know that, Mike. I was surprised. I don't know you like that, Mike.
I like that. I like that, Mike.
Yeah, are you okay, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good.
I like
man.
that.
I'm just saying, man. Hey,
I
I'm
like
just
that
saying,
shit right there.
But hey, but it's all 100 though. right? It's real. Like these jokers are talking about running. So like, nigga, I ran into the midst of pain to get mine. They couldn't even play at that. And they got people telling these young men and women, young women and men that's growing up loving the game, that blows my mind. That blows my mind.
Mike, this sounds like the same thing Statnam do about the 90s in basketball. It sounds like a carryover to football.
Yeah, but basketball in that time and in this time, it's just about getting around people and laying a ball in a basket. Football makes you reach down to your deepest man. You ain't gonna see great pain or being knocked out or your spirit leaving your body in a basketball game, no kind of way. And these Negroes ain't gonna never see it because the game was too tough like that. They stopped playing like that because of what it costs the people. I went into that to get mine. And none of them ever have to. So don't tell me about how quick you can move deep if you ain't telling me how deep of a heart you have to go and live in that pain like I had to.
See, Mike, I knew there was a reason I was supposed to wear this hat today, Mike. This is exactly how I was feeling. I didn't know why I was told to wear this hat. I must have read Killer's mind. He was gonna come in here talking about Champ. So, I just wore my hat. I don't even know why I wore it. But it makes sense now.
It's correlation there. I want to add really quick, Mike. I know you were being dead ass serious and I see the passion there, but seeing that there's just no reason why you should not be acting. That sounds like a monologue in itself. Like, I need to see you playing some sort of role. I don't know what exactly you would want that role to be.
Black Panther.
It's a range. You have a range. You have a strong range.
And Mike, for real,
you're welcome.
That statement, your opening statement is up there with Deontay Wilder's. Till this day. What Mike said.
What opening statement?
Championships. I felt that. I felt like a pep talk. I felt that.
Yeah, that was real, Mike.
Yeah.
You might have a meme of the year. You might have the meme of the year coming up. You don't even know it. Somebody's gonna edit that up.
Right.
I'm gonna talk to my guy at Mace TV. He's gonna edit that up. I'm gonna tell you the part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You were up there with Deontay Wilder, for real.
That was great. Okay.
You gotta see it.
So now, y'all, let's get into this Thursday night football game. We got to go over our predictions. So the Eagles will play the Giants. We see the Eagles are coming off of a loss versus the Broncos. Mike, I'm going to let you go first. Do you think the Giants have a chance to win this game?
Absolutely not. Now, they can make it a close game. And hopefully, some things happen and the Eagles implode, especially after they've already had that, by land or by air meeting. So, I'm about to say Donovan McNabb, but Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and A.J. Brown supposedly have gotten together and had a conversation. And it sounded like they were throwing a little salt just towards the offensive coordinator, because he said, sometimes you can have the same pieces but a different director. Some analogy they gave. But if you go into this game with another bad outing or bad performance or even a bad start, they could possibly implode. That's the only chance the Giants have of squeaking out a victory. And I doubt that out.
Yeah, I agree with you on your first statement, Mike. This is one of those things, absolutely not. They're not going to beat the Giants. And I'm going to also challenge what you said, Mike. It's not going to be close. I don't see this being a close game, especially after Philadelphia losing it. They're definitely not a team that want to continue this path. So you end up in New York. What a way to come back. They're definitely not going. They're going to run all through the Giants.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles, and kind of what makes that they bouncing back off of a loss. You don't want to lose 2 weeks in a row. And secondly, especially when it's the Giants. You don't want to fall on that slopes. So I'm definitely going with the Eagles to win this game.
Okay. Now, so the NFL has their week 6 power rankings, one being the Lions, then the Eagles, then the Bills, then the Bucks, then the Seahawks. Mike, do you agree with this list? How are we feeling about it?
Yeah, listen, I looked at this list and went over it. Now, I do, I will put the Lions, but right now I will put the Bills, and then probably the Bucks, and then the Eagles. Now the Eagles put up 17 points last week, and they can implode. They can implode or explode and put up a lot of points at any moment. But right now, when you look at how Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing, and we talked about Baker Mayfield, and I told y'all that old nastiness Baker Mayfield has is good for the Buccaneers. Are y'all ready to admit that I was right when I told y'all that? And you see, it's that same moxie that he has that gives that team the feeling that they can come back. I'm telling you. I would have, but it's all right there right now. But the Eagles putting us 17 points only, and the way the Bucks have been playing. Yeah, I would shake up 2, 3, and 4 a little bit.
Okay, can I just clarify? So you said Lions,
Yeah.
Bills, Bucks, Eagles, and then who's your last one there? The Seahawks still?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put. I was about to say the Redskins. The
Commanders. It's hard. It's hard.
I was about to say the Redskins, the Commanders.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would go more in the direction of the Bills first. I would go with the Bills first just because of the quarterback. And then I would go with Detroit, then I would go with Philadelphia, then I would go with San Francisco Buccaneers, and I would have Indiana Colts last. Now the reason I would do this is because when you think about the Detroit Lions starting off slow, they kind of turned that back around and got their offense jumping. So, and I'm happy for the city of Detroit. This is a great time for them, and I hope this is the year they finally turn it around. So I'm definitely gonna put a lot of shot out there, and I will bump back Philly a little bit because I think the Bills, when it's all said and done, the Bills will be a better team.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me stick just a little something in it. Pause. Okay, pause. Pause. Put your pause in there.
Don't get caught up. It's okay.
I put that pause. Listen. Hey, Mace. It's been a long time since you given a ranking and them Chiefs were nowhere in there. I know you gotta feel some
Clock
way. I just want to
it.
take a moment
Clock
and
it.
acknowledge
'Cause,
this
yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, we're right. If you look at the listing, we're right in the notable fallers. So right after them, you know, they put us right there. So they know we're the team next to be up there. So but good thing we don't win rings, and good thing you don't celebrate and there's no confetti and there's no Disney World at week 6, you know. But enjoy, you know, like Killer said, enjoy. If this way you get your accolades from, you wouldn't be here today if it was based on week 6. But I digress.
Last 2 years, week 6 mattered. We always won.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last 2 years, week 6 was all good.
Now niggas want to digress.
Now I digress. It's crazy. What I want to do is, before I give my answer to this question too, because like Murder, you gotta pay attention to this nigga Mike, man. The nigga Mike tried to throw a little shot and then give his power 5. He talk about, are y'all ready to admit that I was right about Baker Mayfield? No, Mike. No. Mike, I don't know if you've seen it was a video this week. Baker Mayfield did an interview and he was talking just like this. I had to go through the depths of my humiliation in the NFL, and it really humbled me. And I'm not being funny with this part. He's like, I had to go to God, and I had to pray because it put me down to the bottom. The NFL really down to where it humbled me, to where God brought me back to this great situation in Tampa. It wasn't that nigga you talking about with all this diddy bopping and all this other shit. This nigga said, yo, I understand where you coming from in the locker room. Get back to stand on social media, praying to God, and hoping you get the wins. That's what giving him the wins, not that arrogant Oklahoma nigga, Baker Mayfield. The new improved, pray to God, and hope I have a job, win football games. That's why Tampa Bay is where they at, my personal opinion. Do you have something to say before I do my five? Because I'll pull the clip up. I got the clip on standby.
Well, I understand what you're saying. I do. Because you're telling me,
Uh,
hey, to focus, and always these focus on football. But what I'm telling you, any exceptional man has exceptional issues. That's the balance of his exceptionalness. Him being exceptional. You see what I'm saying? So yes, yeah, he has to balance his exceptionalness to make sure that he don't go too far over here, that he can keep it right in the middle, so it's applicable and great for what he's doing on the field. But you can't stop him from being him. Is what I'm saying.
Yo,
That's what
Mike.
brings the best out of him.
well, you know what stopped him? Getting shitted on in the NFL the first
Yeah,
3-4 years of his career. That stopped his ass. That definitely stopped his ass. And he knew it.
no,
Let me
what
get to my
stopped him?
power
What
rankings because
stopped him
Mike.
wasn't getting
Okay.
boo-booed on, but going to the boo-boo organization in the NFL. That's what stopped him. And no matter how great he is, you can't reach down in that toilet and pull up Cleveland. And they still going through the same thing. And it was so early in his career that they put a lot of pressure on him that he did have to have a soul meeting with his own soul. But I like what came out on the other end when he came through that cocoon called Cleveland Brown.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Mike, that
gotta
was
agree with
wild.
Stat. Your range is crazy. You was acting in the beginning of the show, and now you got the closer argument of Johnny Cochran of O.J. Simpson case just now. That was my mere closer arguments right there. That's what I got from that. All right, Mike, you got it, man. Listen, my power rankings is this, man. I'm going to go with Mike. I'll give you the Lions at number one, but I'm going to swap out the Eagles and Bills. I'm put the Bills number two, Eagles number three, Bucks stay at number four. But my number five team is not the Seattle Seahawks. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I
Mm,
like the way
mm.
Jacksonville is looking this year. And
Mm.
not only that, they knocked over that nigga who wearing over the hat that he don't know why he wore the hat today. They beat them niggas last week.
Yeah.
I'm putting them in number five right now.
Well, that's home, killer. I could go with
Big
you
game.
on that. They supposed to win. Look at Stats shaking
But
her
you didn't
head.
say
But
that.
that could be the game for
When it's
Jacksonville.
convenient.
Right. That could be the game
Right.
for Jacksonville that propelled them to new heights. Not just that they won, but how they won. You know, being down 14 and Kansas City thinking, oh, we got our Stella back. We got our groove back. And then there come them young boys, 21 unanswered. Whole different thing. They'll carry that into the rest of the season. That was a hell of a win for them.
So, Mike, I'm just curious, given what you just said, why would you put the Commanders over the Jaguars? Just curious.
Because of the experience of Jaden Daniels over Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has been given a blessing in Travis Hunter, a great believer that helped him believe. We walked in, Jaden Daniels had belief. So that's why I'm going with Jaden Daniels.
Okay. I was just curious.
I know Mike ain't just try to become a Commanders fan. Mike, now are you saying this is your second team, Mike? I really need to know
No,
this.
no, 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 no. I couldn't
So
do
let me make
that. I
that
would
clear.
destroy my
I'm
base
about to say
by
he
doing
he not
that.
he not even allowed to do no shit like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
None
that's
of
what I'm
that.
saying. He was talking too crazy, just even about the Commanders.
But I get Jay Daniel love and how smart he is and how calm he plays. And you know what I mean? And what I meant by that, like Trevor Lawrence, he sees an exceptional athlete like Travis Hunter, and he's like, oh, okay, really? He's a Heisman Trophy winner. I can put all the pressure on him now. Plays he made the other day, he's gonna play both ways. It takes a little pressure on Trevor Lawrence, and I see a better Trevor Lawrence. That weight, that pressure, all of that, Jane Gaines has been carrying from day one he stepped on the football field. That's what I'm determining that on.
Got it. See, Mace, that would be called being
But
non-biased.
see that
Nah.
but see that's the thing I'm talking about. Mike, we understand that was a great answer. And that's why I say, yo, you should I don't know what kind of classes you took on law, but you definitely know how to spin like an attorney. All the question was, Mike, was who's the top 5 teams now? Not not resume, not what they did last year, not the experience. Week 5 or 6, whatever week this here, who is the top 5 teams now? And you went into a whole spill about the coolness and this, that, and third. This nigga just ran the 2-minute drill against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Come on, man. Stop, Mike. They asking what's going on week 5. Not what happened in the past. That's what I'm saying, Mike.
I like Jacksonville. I like.
You still haven't given us
But I
your
like
five.
Jay Daniels more. I like Jay Daniels more. That was good. But
I
yeah,
like
that is a
Jay
good
Daniels
pick.
too.
It's a good fit. It's a good fit.
Okay. So let's see if the non-biasness continues for this next one. So the NFL fined Jerry Jones $250,000 for an obscene gesture towards fans at MetLife Stadium. Jerry said that the gesture was intended for fans of the Cowboys, not the New York Jets. So basically, he was putting up the middle finger, but he says his intention was for it to be a thumbs up, but it came out the other way.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to do it because I don't need to be mean. Not y'all laughing. So yes, he was going like this, but it didn't come out like that.
Jerry got
So Mike first.
Hold on, yo, murder, hold on. I might gotta go get my popcorn for it. I want to hear this shit Mike gonna say. Yeah, cover up, Mike, cover up. Yeah,
Cover for your dog, Mike. Cover for your dog.
No. I'm just trying to figure out. Hey, listen, y'all, come on. Y'all knew we grew up around a lot of dudes like Jerry Jones. I don't know why y'all don't love him like I do. Y'all, Jerry Jones told you basically, don't believe your lying eyes. Believe me. You see?
Mike, we're not spinning us with the laugh. Get to the answer.
No. Hey, well, you
That
know,
was the answer.
hey, dude, it's like, hey, it's like you come home, or better yet, your lady come home and she done caught you, and you ain't got nowhere to go. But this is what you say, girl. Listen, I've been paying all these bills. You gonna believe me or them lying eyes? You ain't see nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, lying eyes is crazy. They know you lying if you say they got lying eyes, Mike. You got away with that, Mike? You must have been catching a lot of touchdowns, Mike, if you got away with that.
That's funny.
Don't believe your
That's
lying
funny.
eyes?
That's funny, y'all. That's funny. That's funny.
How high,
I believe
how high is that risk?
I totally agree with Mike. That's exactly what Jerry Jones is saying. Yo, why would you think I wasn't trying to put a thumbs up? Come on, man. What I look like throwing up a middle finger?
Yeah.
Yo, don't believe that. Come on, my nigga.
So when he put
And
his
Jerry-
hand up, Killer, his called his
Very
finger
different
just
fingers.
slipped out.
Yeah, that's
I love
that's
that
what
joke,
Mike was
boy.
trying to
Y'all
say.
know, hey, boy.
Yeah,
Y'all know.
he
We
got
all got
bad.
unks like that, boy.
He
That
got
growing up,
bad.
I seen plenty of.
What he got?
I seen plenty of
Arthritis?
back in the ghetto. To say the same thing, like, dude, we knew that was you, dog. We talk, boy, get on out here, boy. Get on out here, boy. You don't really need me. Don't ask me to buy you nothing else either. You know what I'm saying? Them don't be believing them lying eyes.
Them lying eyes is crazy.
I know what the one thing about Jerry.
Yeah.
First of all, I love Jerry Jones. I ain't necessarily love the Dallas Cowboys, but I love Jerry Jones. But what I'm trying to say is this: Jerry got to know they probably show him more every week than when any specific Dallas Cowboy playing.
Yeah.
They start losing, they go to the skybox. They score a touchdown, they go to the skybox. Jerry Jones high fiving. Interception happens. They go to the skybox. Jerry, you know they was watching, or that's why I fuck with Jerry. He forgot they was watching because he was mad at whoever the fuck was down there and said, "Fuck you niggas, man."
Right.
And that's what happened. And he said, and then he told the department, he said, "No, I know how to clean this up. Don't even worry about it. I ain't going."
Yeah.
Yo, I
My
meant for
finger
my
slipped.
thumb. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My finger, the wrong finger. Come
Yeah.
on, you gotta realize I'm 79 years old. That can happen.
That is crazy.
Yo, that's crazy. My finger slipped out. Yo, that's crazy. Yo,
But Treasure, before we move on, we must lay this out correctly. Pause. You know these Negroes in New York gets on everybody nerves. So don't get upset when you get a little something back. You know what I mean? I can't believe you did that. I can't believe y'all been saying everything and doing everything. I just want to
Let me
give it
tell you
all out.
let me tell you something
Correct.
about that, Mike, real quick. I don't think whoever he was sticking his middle finger up to was upset. They was like, look, I got that nigga mad. I got Jerry Man's on fire. I don't think they were mad about it at all. I think, look how got mad we got this nigga the way he's sticking up. That's a stat for certain niggas.
Right.
yeah, you got Jerry Jones the
That's
fly
for
bird. You got Jerry Jones the fly one in New York is crazy. Now, let me ask you this. He said he was doing it to his fans. Why, Mike? Let me play the opposite attorney. Why would he be throwing up a middle finger to the fans of Dallas?
No, you got now you're believing your lying ears. He was saying, I was trying to tell him if they keep playing like this, we can all be number one.
Yeah, Mike.
Bless Jerry's heart.
Mike, you
Bless
love
his heart.
Jerry. I know that. I can see it now.
Well, that's funny, boy. That's funny.
Bless his heart.
That's
So
funny stuff, yo.
one thing that I really want you guys to remember from the situation is he's facing a $250,000 fine, which he could potentially appeal. So when we go to this next topic, it's a difference in prices. So I want to know you guys' opinions on this. So Cardinals fined their head coach Jonathan Gannon $100,000 for an altercation with the player. So their running back Amari DeMercado fumbled the ball before crossing the goal line in Sunday's loss to the Titans. The coach basically went into the player's face, shoved him very aggressively hard. It looked like a punch a little bit, but I don't want to put words into what happened, because if you guys see the clip, you guys can see how aggressive it was. So Mike, I'm gonna let you go first. How do you feel about this interaction, and when do you feel like the line is crossed?
Well, this is why I've always said it will be difficult for me to coach. Because I know the passion I have. And I can see I'm coaching receivers or something, and we just dropped the third down, and I'm asking him what happened, and he says to me, "Oh, coach, come on, I'll get to the next one." The next one, I'm choking him out. You see what I'm saying? So I understand I can't control mine, so I stay on this side. But it's never okay for a coach to put his hands on a player. Now, understand it. Like sometimes a coach will come up to you and say, "Come on, let's keep going, baby." And hit you in the chest. That's all cool. I got you, coach. Slap you on the head. Let's go, coach. I got you. I got you. I got you. But that was a heated situation. And as a head coach, your ultimate job is to manage all of it and maintain your cool above all people. But I say this all the time. You tell me, I'll give you the top 33 most pressure jobs in this world. One will be POTUS, but 2 to 33 gonna be NFL head coaches. The man is under a lot of pressure. And winning is the only thing that can relieve that pressure. So, it's not good, it's not okay, but I understand where they're going.
What's the question against that?
Yeah, so basically, when do you feel like the line is crossed? Because we saw that the head coach got into the player's face for a fumble that ultimately ended up costing the game, and he really shoved him and was like yelling in his face and got very
Right.
aggressive. So, how do you feel about the way the coach reacted and then the $100,000 fine?
The fine was kind of a little excessive, I think. Because these days
The fine wasn't enough.
You think it wasn't enough,
Especially
Mike?
Jerry getting
Jerry got
250 for a
250,000 for
finger,
a
and this man getting 100 for hitting somebody. We all understand that. But just like the people that come to my house when I need them to do something, they're charging me according to what I have, not according to what happened
true.
or what they can do. You see what I mean? And it's the same thing here. They're charging Jerry according to what he has, even though it's monopoly money and $250,000 is nothing. The $100,000 probably a lot of money again, but you know what I'm saying. So you can't say a finger is bigger. Well, it's more egregious than you putting your hands on a player, especially if whatever race dynamics and all of that goes with it. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that could really go left. I mean, what I'm more so speaking of is that the pressure that you said that these coaches are under. You get to dropping balls, pause, whether it's passes or a fumble or any other way you want to put it. This can really change the difference of the dynamics of the team. Coaches get fired. They don't have as long as a rope as they used to have, especially when they're not stellar quarterbacks and stellar coaches working together. Everybody don't have the same timeline, and I think that cooler heads could have prevailed, but in this situation, he probably was thinking about his job and almost lost it. So you're right. The price could have been much higher, and I think you definitely gotta keep your hands to yourself. Because what if the player would have just responded and knocked him out on the side
Right.
of the field? Do you fine him now, or do you call that self defense? I would have think that would be self defense.
Good conversation. Okay, Cam.
Mike, do you watch mafia movies? Or know
I
anything
love.
about the mafia?
Oh yeah, I love it.
How's it go in the clergy system of the mafia?
When what?
So you so you got the boss, the underboss,
Right,
the capos, right?
right, right.
For Rico come, I don't care if you the hitman who killed everybody. You may not get as much time as the boss. He may
Right.
never pull the trigger on nobody. That's football. The coach is one of the capos, man. Jerry Jones is a boss.
Ooh, right.
He's gonna get hit with a bigger fine than a coach is. Whether the money or anything else, man, the owners are held to a higher standard. That's just the way it goes. So I understand where you're coming from when you're saying that it may have been a physical altercation, But that motherfucker fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line and nobody was on him. Man, listen, Mike, what the fuck? I hate that shit.
And niggas
These
gotta
niggas be
stop that
fucking running, and that nigga, he think he all the way there and nobody on him,
and
and
just
then he
drop the
dropped the
ball.
ball thinking he did something. Yo, my nigga, and then you lose the game. The fucking coach, that was called for.
Yeah,
That was called.
yeah, that was
I'm
our
not
high
engaging in
school
violence
coach.
or putting your hands on everybody else. Yo, my nigga,
Cam,
what are you doing? Listen, man, Mike, I
Cam.
get it. And listen, you already answered because you said that's why you ain't coaching.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah. Mike
Exactly.
be all on the
But Cam, I'm
field.
talking about, but put you in that uniform. Put you in that uniform. All your Negroes, all your in New York watching this, and the white man put his hand on you. You ain't going for this. Not in front of the world like this. And now we got a whole nother scene on the sideline. Right.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is,
So
Mike,
what I'm saying, hopefully, obviously, he knew who to hit. He knew who to hit.
Nah, Mike, I ain't
You know
buying
what I
that.
mean?
I'm
hold
not
on real
buying
quick.
that.
Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick, Murder. You're right, Mike. I'm not saying what he did was right, but I understand. I bet you this much. I bet you it was 52 other niggas over there with jerseys on talking about shit, nigga. Lucky that's all that happened to you, nigga. You lucky you ain't get outside and some fans ain't hit you
Yeah,
over your motherfucking head.
yeah.
Come on, man. I
Coach
understand you,
got to him
Mike.
before
Mike,
they
you tried.
could.
It's real.
Mike, you tried to go racial. That's Johnny Cochran. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We're talking
Look,
about
I
football
self-indicted.
players and coaches.
I self-indicted. I said I know what I would have whooped his ass. I told you that's the first thing I said. I would.
Yeah,
So I know I
yeah.
self-indicted because, and now I'm trying to save the situation. But there are people, and I guarantee you, he knew who he can get that crazy with. The issue and why he got so mad is because Tennessee was supposed to be the worst team in the league, and you let them come back on us. Now it's like, why? How can I keep my job if we just let the worst team in the league coming back on us? And it's, so I understand the pressure that coach is dealing with. I understand the action that coach did. That's why I'm gonna stay my black butt in this seat.
Yeah, Mike, you made it a race thing. It wasn't a race thing. It was a judgment thing. If you get to the 1 yard line and then you just drop the ball almost.
Wait. I didn't make it a race thing. I acknowledged the difference in the race.
Oh my goodness, Mike. Mike, that's like
There's a
saying it's
difference.
not judgment to say what the judge meant. Mike, you know who you're talking to, Mike. You gotta stop this, Mike. Mike, you gotta be apprehended, Mike. I'm telling you this right now. Who does Mike think he's talking to, Killer? You can't spin with DJ Spin a lot.
Yeah, Mike is funny.
Yeah, Mike.
Crazy,
He
man.
gets to the 1 yard line showboating. That's really why it really bothered the coach, because it wasn't like he got knocked out of his hand. It's him thinking he's already there about the, he was trying to
Listen,
get
yo,
his
Stat.
shine off. And the coach
Yo,
is
Stat.
thinking, man, it's not the time for this. Keep first things first. Get in the field in the touchdown, and then do all of that. Don't bust your dance too early.
Can't do it.
Yo, Stat, can I ask you a question, Stat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a pause, Mike. You're right. Stat, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Because I don't know who's spinning more. Because Mace, part of me said his original take was this could have went left. And you can't be putting hands on people. And you can't do this, that, and the third. And then he just spun and said, yeah, man, this ain't a race thing. This is a football
Yeah.
thing, man. Can't be showing off like that.
Hey,
Murder, which one is it,
in
man?
the words of Cameron Giles, this is a debate show, Cam. I'm supposed to be objective. If he says something, I'm just supposed to say something else. We can't all agree. You told me that.
You didn't say nothing else. You agree with Mike. And then both of y'all niggas backtracking. Mike,
Yeah.
You know what the nigga Mike said? Mike said, I'm self-indicted. Yo, Mike. Yo, this nigga,
I self-indicted.
yo.
Right. I claim my fault.
Oh yeah, Mike. I was trying to give two separate sides of the equation, pause, so you could see how people could see it from both ways. I wasn't jumping on both sides,
I will say y'all all had different takes, and then y'all just came back to the same conclusion. So it did go a lot different. Because at first you were
one
like,
take.
So do we believe he should have
well, your take was consistent, but that's what I'm
he should
saying.
have hit the nigga or not? That's really the question.
Not if you should hit him. Is his anger justified? We'll say that.
We know his
was his anger justified?
Should he have hit the nigga or not? That's what we need to know. What do you say, Stat?
His anger was justified. I'm sorry. It was justified.
In the words
I don't think people should be hit,
In the words
though,
of Chris Rock, I'm not saying he should have done it, but I understand.
We are all in unison with that one. Okay, y'all. Is draft day overrated, and what's going on with Mark Sanchez? We will discuss after the break. Welcome back. So let's get into our underdog picks of the day. We know Thursday night football tonight. The Eagles will play the Giants. Underdog has Jackson Dart at 18.5 completions. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
I'm gonna go with the young boy. Pause. Yeah, I'm going higher.
Cam?
Lower.
Okay. Saquon Barkley's at 104.5 rushing and receiving yards combined. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
Okay, and A.J. Brown is at 64.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
Higher.
Better be higher, man, for that nigga he read the whole Bible on the sideline.
Okay.
Yeah, man, higher.
Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So we're going to start with this Mark Sanchez story because a lot has been unfolding. So I'm going to explain it to the best of my abilities. So Mark Sanchez is now facing a felony battery charge after a stabbing incident involving a 69-year-old truck driver. The driver, parked at a hotel loading dock to collect used cooking oil, was confronted by Sanchez, who claimed the truck couldn't be there, citing the hotel manager. Reports say Sanchez followed the driver, blocking his access to the truck, and shoved him. The driver states he feared for his life, used pepper spray, which briefly affected Sanchez, and then when Mark went at him again, the driver stabbed him 2 or 3 times in the chest. So in the end, Mark Sanchez definitely had the gashes from the stabbing, but he walked away. The driver, on the other hand, was in the hospital and he suffered a severe gash to the side of his face, penetrating all the way through his left cheek. So that's a lot to unpack. And then just hearing the story, still unfolding more details to see what happens to Mark Sanchez next. But Mike, after hearing that, what were your initial thoughts on this news?
I don't know. I didn't know what to make of it. What would make Mark attack this man in such a way, And then I heard they were drinking and stuff, and then you start saying, "Wow, that behavior into that level and going to that place, knowing that you are here to do a football game, knowing what this can escalate to." Yeah, that's something to worry about. It really is. It really is. Like, I don't know if you're having drinks and it alters, who you are, and if somebody coming for in some way it affects you. I don't know what's going on with him, but that's obviously something wrong there for Mark, who we've seen a million times as a reasonable man. You hear him talking about the game to even go to that level. That blows my mind. I can't make any sense of it.
Yeah, this is crazy. I must say this. When I'm thinking about Mark Sanchez, I thought he was just a great guy. This doesn't sound like him, but when you hear the details thus far, and things can be changed, but based upon what I've heard thus far, it sounds like reverse racism. A lot of times people just think they're better than other people, and it comes out when you're drunk. When people are drinking, it seems like how they really feel deep down comes out. It's almost like what happens with being a Karen. But I don't know if they got a name for guys, like people that just follow people and try to impose what they think should happen. And it's sad that they got to this place. But when you play football, rushing somebody, your rushing somebody is going to be different than just a regular civilian rushing somebody. And the guy defended himself. So this is crazy.
But this is not something that we hear Mark does all the time. That's why I'm saying there's something here that we're overlooking. We're caught up in the details and the graphics of the story. You can even tell how a 69-year-old man, like Mark beating up his old man, stuff like that, when you understand how we're talking. But if we think about it, there's something going on. We've never seen Mark act this way. There's something that triggered. No way I could believe that just for no reason he wanted to walk down and go attack this 69 this man that's just trying to deliver his truck or deliver whatever he was delivering from his truck.
Yeah, Mike, why do you believe it needs to be something else? Not that we don't respect Sanchez, but if somebody rush you and then do all the things that he said, somebody's
Right.
following you already. Let's just say this is you as a football player. Somebody's already following you. And now you notice that they may be drunk, and then those already two red flags, and then the next thing you know, the guy's just rushing you. What do you think the response is gonna be? Are you gonna pray with him? What are you gonna do at
No,
that point?
what I'm saying though is this is something that we've never heard before, and something must have happened to trigger it this time. You know what I mean? I'm sure Mark's been drinking before, and this has never happened. Something happened that triggered you to go after this. There, you gotta be able, you gotta know this is going to get here, no matter what. That's who he is. He was in town to broadcast the NFL game. So I yeah, I hope the guy gets well and gets okay, but I hope Mark gets looked after and checked up on.
Yeah, I really wish Mark well. I was just really speaking to the details of this whole scenario because like you said, something had to happen. Maybe words were exchanged. But either way, if somebody is walking away, they tell you this even when they train you to have firearms and things of that nature. If somebody's walking away, you can't do that. You can stand your ground, but if somebody's walking away, it's supposed to be over. That falls under the guidelines of self-control. What do you think, Stat?
I just hope they figure it out because even just seeing the footage to begin with, like the way that Mark Sanchez literally got stabbed and was able to bounce back and just walk freely. Meanwhile, we see the 69-year-old man in the hospital struggling, which looks like for his life. Again, don't want to put words into people's situations because I was not there, but it looks real bad. And it's like, you want to hold people accountable, but then when you hear felony charges, it's like, I also am not the one to be policing people because that's also not the type of person that I am. But it's just an unfortunate situation that could have been avoided. So I hope he gets the help that he
So if
needs.
you got a grandpa, both of you, if you got a grandpa and your grandpa say one of these football players rushed him, do you care what team he used to play for?
No,
That's
no.
what
I don't
that's
even
what
care if
I'm
he's a football
speaking.
player
That's what I'm
because ain't
speaking
nobody
from.
touching my grandpa. That's what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying.
what I'm speaking from.
My
It is a grandpa.
grandparents, my parents, my sister, none of that. So that's a whole different story. So yeah, when you
Yeah.
hear that, you don't see labels. You see the incident that happened and the damages that were done at the end of the day. So yeah.
What about you, Mike? Somebody rushed your grandparents, but he was a Heisman. I gotta stop playing, Mike. I play too much.
Mike's, you don't want to hear his
man.
answer. You don't want to hear Mike's answer.
Mike, I want to hear your answer. The people want to hear your answer. This is a Heisman, though, Mike. This is a Heisman.
But yeah, I know that. And even the way you're describing that is the doom for Mark Sanchez. All that talking you guys are doing. You know, now we got Mark Sanchez, a Heisman Trophy rushing the man, you know, rushing the old man. Yeah, I just saying, man, it's such a crazy situation that, yeah, somebody, you got to look into that.
Yeah, hope they figure it out. But let us know what you guys think about it in the comments down below, because I know y'all have been wanting us to talk about it. But that is all the time that we have for today. Mike, you know, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Always good to be here with you guys. Looking forward to it.
Thank y'all for
Mike,
watching.
it's been real. And listen,
All right,
everyone,
guys.
if you're not hating, stop waiting, subscribe. We should already be at 1 million.
Yeah, Road to 1 Million has begun.
And Status gonna
I
freestyle.
will be. I shook on it. So if you guys want to see that, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.